There are so many women who have built and developed these incredible empires or brands or just a name for themselves, a reputation, and have built some version of their own success. Personally, I just really like to hear their story, hear how they achieved their success, and really what they considered to be the most important element and the most important thing that they did in order to acquire the success that they've had. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you 11 different success tips and advice from some of the most incredible women that I personally really admire and really think very highly of and have aspired towards the same success and the same level of impact as these women. So let's get into it. So Princess Diana said, "I want to do and not just be," which I think is an incredible piece of advice because I think that it is very easy to slip into a habit of I just exist. We really look at our lives sometimes as something that we're just trying to get through and we're just trying to make it and we're just trying to survive and live another day. And personally, I think that a person's life has a lot more purpose to it than just make the money and die. So this quote from Princess Diana that she wanted to do and not just be, I find very inspiring, very simple, but very inspiring as well. So Michelle Obama has said that you should never look at your challenges as a disadvantage, but that you should look at them as 100% your advantage. And personally, I know that I've been through a number of things in my life that for a long time I looked at it as if that had never happened to me, if only I had made a different decision, if only somebody had treated me differently, if only I hadn't been in this situation, I would be further along in my life than I am now. And I mean, that could be anything. It could be something that, you know what, it was a good thing, but it put me in a tough spot. For example, I went to college and I have a hefty student loan, and I can look at that and say, I'm not even using that degree. I'm paying all this money for something that I'm not even using, and, yada, yada, yada. I can either look at it that way, or I can look at it as I made some of my best friends there. I have an education that is solid, and I have grown and developed as a person through that experience, not just academically, but just as a human being. How I behave and how I interact with people is different. And so when you look at your challenges, when you look at your struggle as, you know what, this experience is giving me some kind of advantage. It is giving me some kind of strength, some kind of viewpoint, some kind of ability, skill set, opinion, whatever it is. If it's building in you simply this idea of resilience and work ethic, whatever it is, if you look at your challenges as your advantages, then, you're able to overcome anything. You're able to actually welcome challenge, and you're able to pursue your dream life and obtain your dream life and be on the journey of improving your life. You're able to look at that and look at all of the things that most people are very scared of, the challenges and the struggle that a lot of people are scared of. You're able to look at that and say, who cares? Absolutely, I'll do that, whatever. I've been through all of this, and I know that those challenges are going to be to my advantage. I feel like Taylor Swift is like the picture of criticized human being. And I think that in my life, there have been a lot of moments when I have been so terrified of being criticized and so terrified of people pointing their finger and saying, you did this wrong, or you're living your life this way, you shouldn't be, or whatever it is. Worried of the criticism, scared of the criticism, scared of what that might feel like and not knowing if I can handle it. And in this quote, be prepared to take criticism, this tip. I mean, that is 100% necessary when you are trying to pursue a more successful lifestyle and when you are on a journey of obtaining your dream life and on a journey to improve your life, because nobody's going to like it. Very few people, at least, are going to like the fact that you're trying to do better and you're struggling and you're flailing a little bit over here trying to do better and trying to figure it out, or you do something because you just feel really passionate about something. People are going to criticize that because you have made yourself vulnerable in some kind of fashion. If you're prepared to take that, if you look at it and say, you know what, yep, they're going to criticize me and I'm okay with that. When you basically put on your mental armor, when you arm yourself and say, you know what, yep, people are going to criticize me, but I'm not going to absorb it. When you are prepared like that, you are able to accomplish absolutely anything. I feel like this is the definition of self-improvement in a self-improvement journey and a journey to obtain your dream life, is that you are always looking ahead. You're always looking forward, and you're always just making those small improvements, those tweaks, those adjustments, the 1% better than you were yesterday. And I feel like Audrey Hepburn, I mean, you really look at Audrey Hepburn's history, you know, she lived a horrific younger life and a terrifying younger life. And what she became and what she was able to accomplish in her life simply because she was able to say, you know what, I can do a little better. I'm going to push myself just that little bit more. I'm going to grow. I'm going to improve. And when you look at your life as this constant opportunity to do a little bit better, when you see your life as that and not simply, well, this is the way I am and that's just how it is, but you see your life and yourself as this constant project almost, this constant, I can do better. I can improve. Not an obsessive perfectionist kind of thing, but I can do better. I can continue improving. Never staying where you are, never being stagnant, but constantly evolving and growing. You are leaps and bounds ahead of people, ahead of everybody else. When you are able to look at your life and say, I can do a little bit better tomorrow. I can do a little bit better today. I can keep improving. I can keep tweaking. There's always something that I can improve. I love this quote from Oprah that the key is not to worry about being successful, but to instead work towards being significant. And that doesn't mean fame. I mean, significance doesn't mean that you're Oprah. Significance doesn't mean that you're on stages and you're talking to millions and billions of people. I mean, that is not what significance means. Significance means that I've had impact. I've helped someone, whether they know it or not. For me, it is that idea of I want to be a resource. And I want to give myself to people. Yes, I want to be successful, obviously. Who doesn't want to be successful? But focusing on what I am trying to accomplish as far as my purpose. And like I've said in previous videos, how do I want to make people feel? How do I want to make people feel around me? And what do I want to help them do for their own life? When you see your life and when you see your pursuit of success more as a pursuit of significance and more as a pursuit of impact, when you see it as that, then you are less worried about how much money am I making? How many followers do I have? Where do I live? What, all the things that we assign success to. When you separate your life from this need to be successful, and instead you assign yourself to this mission of, I want to be significant in some way. I might not be going down in history as the greatest of all time, but I want to be significant in some fashion, whether it's for one person or whether it's for 1 million people. Significance. And so aiming to be significant, to be impactful, to be powerful in your own way, having your own flavor of significance. I feel like that is the key. That really is the key to success. And that is what will make you successful, is having the purpose and the fire behind you. This purpose and fire for significance and impact. Because that is what people latch onto, is this genuine desire that they feel you have to help them. That is what people latch onto. Man, Princess Diana are like one-liners, right? Leading with the heart and not the head. I think that for me, going to school for accounting and finance, I was sort of trained to lead with my head. I mean, you could get into the whole difference between femininity and masculinity and how, masculinity is definitely the head and femininity is definitely the heart and sort of this intuitive action. I feel like there has been a hefty focus on this masculine approach to success and life where it's logical and it's an equation, it's this formula, and if you plug in the right numbers, you're going to get the result you want. Honestly, when I look at that and when I look at how I tried to approach my life and how that equation of my life really, what it really equated to, it didn't equal what I wanted. It didn't lead to what I wanted. What I wanted was, like we said in the previous quote from Oprah, was that I wanted significance. I wanted this impact. I want this, I made a splash. Sure, maybe it's a pebble in a grand ocean, but I made a splash. And when you are leading with your head, it's not necessarily always driven by purpose or passion or inspiration. But when you lead from the heart, what you end up doing is you feel the need to do something. And you feel this need I need to make a move. I need to take an action. And it's those things that are the most authentic. And it is those things that people look at and they say, oh, she's doing something. And it's those things that really create the community, that really create the following and the success and that charisma that somebody like Diana had. Princess Diana was infectiously compassionate, and she was always leading with her heart. If she felt like she needed to love somebody, she loved somebody. And that, even when she was dealing with a lot of stuff in her personal life, the public loved her. The public absolutely loved her because they knew that she loved them, and they knew that she was compassionate towards them, and that she felt for them, and that she wanted good things for them. And so when somebody feels like that, when somebody feels like, she loves me, or she's leading from someplace deeper than just, I want to succeed. She's not just leading with her head. She's not just leading with the logic. She's leading with purpose. That leads to your success. I've talked about this in a previous video where we really talked about, I've talked about this in a number of videos, talking about, finding your purpose, figuring out, okay, the things that I'm doing, I don't want to be doing, discovering how to actually change your life. Don't lose your self-awareness. And I think that with this, it's really easy to see what everybody else is doing and to say, oh yeah, I might be good at that, and just jump on that train. But when you look at what you want, and when you look at who you are, and you say, you know what, this is who I am. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to do. This is what I feel like I need to be doing. And you take actions on that. When you are self-aware, you are able to live a more purposeful life, and you are able to avoid the things that really are not going to give you any fulfillment. You are going to be able to say, no, that's not in alignment. Because when something is out of alignment with who you are and what you want and the impact, that significance that you want, when something's out of alignment, you shouldn't be doing it. Because that is an action that, it's not going to lead to your success. It's going to lead to people going, why'd she do that? And you are not going to feel fulfilled by it. You are going to feel like, again, why did I do that? It's not right. Maybe you hate it. It's like accepting a job that I'm not going to be happy here, but it's going to earn me the paycheck that everybody else has. When you are self-aware and you maintain that self-awareness, when you ensure and really take action to never lose your self-awareness. When you do that, you are able to remain purposeful and you are able to remain in alignment with what you want and with what you're passionate about and how you want to impact people. And that will allow you to really embody that dream life that you want. There is a massive amount of potential, of opportunity, and the plan for your life, the purpose of your life, it is bigger than you could ever imagine. And when you surrender to that, when you actually lean into it and let it happen and let yourself have purpose and let yourself live into the fact that, you know what, there's more for me than just getting a job, and there's more for me than just doing life, than just living day by day. There's more to life than just making ends meet, and there's more to it than what most people tell us. And when you lean into that, and when you lean into what you feel so called to do and what you feel inspired to do and on fire to do, and just lean 100% into that, then you are able to completely transform your life, and that is able to naturally just lead you into the next best place, as Oprah says here. And I think that a lot of times we think we know precisely what we want our life to look like. And I think it's important that you have a picture of what you want your life to look like and that you have an idea of what your dream life looks like. But I think that what is more important is that you know what your purpose is, and then you lean into that, and that you allow that purpose to lead you to the life of your dreams. Not necessarily thinking about your dream life in terms of the aesthetic and how it looks and, the house that you live in and the people you're around and how much money you make. Not looking at it like that, but knowing what your dream life looks like in terms of, this is the impact I want to have. This is the purpose that I want to live out of, and allowing that to sort of just lead you into that dream life, into that life that is so fulfilling and that is more beautiful than you could ever have imagined on your own. We apply the most pressure to ourselves. And I think it's really easy to blame other people for the pressure that we feel. But what I have discovered is that even when somebody is sort of, applying the pressure of you need to be this way or you need to be that way, I found that the most pressure is self-imposed. The most stress is self-imposed. And that, when we are trying to get a little bit better every day and improve every day and make our life the dream life and trying to live into our dream and trying to live into our purpose, it can be so easy to apply the pressure to ourselves and to try to be perfect and to try to just have everything just so. And I think that number one, you need to let go of perfection. And I think that that is a major thing that so many successful women and men have really lived into is, yes, I'm very particular. I'm particular, but perfection is impossible. Perfection is absolutely impossible. But we continue and we keep going forward and we keep taking action and finding the place within yourself that is able to forgive yourself for your inability to be perfect and for the mistakes that you will inevitably make. And when you are able to forgive yourself, you are able to move on. You're able to move forward. You're able to grow. There have been so many moments in my life where I feel so much pressure that I thought was being imposed by somebody else, but it was me. I was applying this pressure to myself. And when I took the time to say, you know what, Ellison, it's okay. It's okay that you are not to the caliber that you think you need to be and that other people are on. It's okay. You're not living on the same plane as anybody else. Forgiving yourself frees yourself. Just like forgiving somebody else, forgiving other people is liberating, forgiving yourself it is liberation to a whole nother level. And you are able to actually move forward and move on and take the actions that, because you were not forgiving yourself, that you were afraid to take. When you forgive yourself, you're not afraid anymore. We have talked all about this idea where success isn't about how much money you make. People assign success to money because people live these beautiful, luxurious, wealthy lives, and we want something that symbolizes that leisure and that comfort and that beauty. And so we think that success is equal to lots of money. But just like we looked at with Oprah's last quotes, and just like we've talked about in previous videos, your success is not measured by money. My success is not measured by money. Nobody's success is measured by money. Success is measured by your impact and by your significance, like we've talked. And it is measured by your purpose and how purposeful and loving and passionate you've been about what you're doing. If you are able to lead your life with the purpose of, I want to help somebody, maybe it's not these heroic things that everybody really champions. For me, it is, I want to make you feel safe to pursue your dream life and to be authentic and to be yourself and to want what you want and to be who you are. That's not, I wouldn't say heroic. And it's not this physical, I've saved the world. But it is still significant and it is still making a difference in somebody's life, hopefully yours. And I can measure my success by that. I can measure my success by, you know what? I had impact there. I made a difference there. I helped somebody there. And that is the measure of success. Like we've said before, the money will come. Money will come, but you need to be measuring your success by every day. Did I fulfill some part of my purpose? Did I help somebody in some kind of way? Was there something that I did that had impact, that was significant, and that helped somebody and that fulfilled my purpose? And if not, then we need to do a little bit better tomorrow. And so measure your success by the difference that you are making in somebody else's life. This last tip or piece of advice I found it very interesting. So, the power of service and only doing what is in alignment with your truth. And I think that this sort of pairs together everything that we've talked about on this channel and in this video, where you are serving somebody, okay? Success and your life's purpose and everything, it is going to pertain to serving someone, to helping somebody, to giving somebody what they need in some fashion. Maybe it's not money, maybe it is your voice. Like I'm doing here. It is my voice that I am giving. It is my words. It is my ideas that I am giving. And so you are serving somebody. That is how you live a successful lifestyle and a purposeful lifestyle, is that you're serving someone. But it is aligned with who you are. It is in alignment with what you are passionate about and what is so authentic to you. If I was talking about something else, I would not feel half as passionate as I do about these topics that I talk about here. If I was talking about, I don't know, food and yada, 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 and health and physical, nutrition and stuff like that, sure, it's important to me, but it doesn't set my soul on fire. And sure, it could be helping people, but it's not setting my soul on fire. It's not in alignment with what is really my purpose and my calling and what I'm passionate about. And so when you are in pursuit of living a successful dream lifestyle, you need to understand that it is your service, it is how you are interacting and treating people and what you are doing for somebody and how you are serving somebody. That is your measure of success. And it goes even deeper by making sure that it is true to you. Just like the Taylor Swift quote, where you need to make sure that you are constantly in alignment and that you don't lose your self-awareness. You know yourself. You know what sets your soul on fire. And you follow that and you live by that and you apply that to all areas of your life. And if you would like to really learn more about how to obtain this success mindset, then stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to be talking about the 30 habits that are going to help you obtain and shift into the success mindset that you want and need to have. So stay tuned for that in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you oh so very much. And until next time, so long.